Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to today's live stream. So I'm actually doing something a little bit different with my video content. And today's content is actually designed to be a recording. And so what I decided to do is because I do love to leverage the live energy. It doesn't matter how many people are here. I decided to do a little experiment today, and I'm going live with this content, and then I will just re-upload it and see how it works from there. So I am definitely testing some things. If you are a part of my coaching community, I'll keep you in the know when it comes to stats like the views and engagement and things that really matter. I'll keep you in the know to actually let you know like how this actually works. But I'm really excited about today's content. As we move into the summer months, we have 3 strong months ahead of us, which makes it about 12 weeks. We have maybe 30-ish weeks left for the year. I heard someone share this today, and I thought it was so interesting is, when we began to look at our time in the way of weeks versus months, it ends up putting a different level of urgency, right, on what it is that we actually do. And this is why I've noticed like the longer time you give people, if I give someone like a year, I'm working with someone for a year, oftentimes, right, they will convince themselves that they have like a whole year in order to get their stuff together. Or I have to test. I never know if my mic is working or not, or on. And so it's a lot of times like the first month will go by, they'll do nothing, right? And they're like, oh, it's okay. I have, 11 months left. And they look up and then it's the summer, right? And you literally have like 6 months left. And then they allow those lazy months to go by and they look up and now it's, fall. And you're like, oh my gosh, I only have 3 months left of the year. And then you're like, well, why decide to get started now, right? I'll just get started the first of the year. And then you repeat that cycle. You look up and 5, 10, 15 years has passed you by and you've done nothing significant that you wanted to accomplish for yourself. And what I've realized, and I've realized this more from actually working, with my clients, is that the more interaction there is, the less time that there actually is. And what I mean by that is, if we focus more on we're going to work together for 3 months or we're going to work together for 6 months, the level of urgency to actually get things done, it just heightens. And I start to see, better results. Like, let's just call it what it is, better results, from people that feel like they're under a time crunch. Like they don't have 12 months to figure it out, right? But they have, 12 weeks, right? Or 3 months. They just have a shorter span of time. And so the way this lady was breaking it down was like, when we start thinking about it as, oh, I don't have 6 months left of the year, but instead, let's just, round it out 6 times 4. We have about 24, 25 weeks left of the year. And in a sense, you're like, but that's a greater number. But we actually count down weeks faster. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like every single week, or whether you want to look at it as a day. It's like we can honestly say, like, I wasted a day. If you actually begin to count your days, so let's say you were to, let's go to just a Google real quick. And of course, when I do my recording, I'll take all this out, but that's why I love going live. So how many days left of 2023? Right, so right now there are 201 days left of 2023. Right. And so what if every single day you were about making the day count? Right now you're accountable to the day versus thinking, oh, I have 30 days. Right. So a lot of times when we think about a month, we don't look at it as a true 30 days. We just look at it as a month. And oftentimes when you look at it as such, you will convince yourself that you can slack off the first 3 weeks of the month and somehow miraculously you're going to turn around that last week and pull something off. Right? Like that's just how we think. And we know that's not accurate. We know that's not real, right? In most instances, like we know it is unrealistic, right? But if any goal that you wanted to achieve, if you just started looking at it as like every single day matters, whether it was a weight loss goal, whether it was a fat burning goal, whether it was a money goal, whatever, right? It's every single day you would be probably questioning yourself, like how did today go? And then guess what? you're going to treat tomorrow likely a little bit different based upon how today went. Like if you know that you weren't really under the gun, and if you know that you didn't really like live up or work up to your potential the day prior, it's like you kind of go to bed and you're like, tomorrow's going to be better. And you're making a decision, right? So it's like you really get to course correct, you get to manage, you get to mine, you're paying attention, right? A lot more often and honestly, very regularly in your business. And so guess what? The results are going to be more likely. Well, we get results regardless, but the results that you want to see are likely going to be more likely, right? I know there are some people that are against weighing in daily. Like I'm really for weighing in very often, only because I believe it allows you to be able to manage like what might have caused like the weight fluctuation, right? Or what might be working really, really well. Or are there certain foods that I should stay away from because I notice when I eat a whole lot of red meat, as an example, my body doesn't drop weight. When I eat more, fish and chicken, right? I notice that I drop a lot more weight. To me, like that's a really good reason to want to weigh in more often. Well, the same is true in our business, right? If you're creating content and you're managing an email list, it's important, right, to check in on those things and see like what are the open rates and like what's going on, actually finding out what's going on so you know what is in fact working, what's not working, and so you can better manage it, right, sooner versus later inside of your business. And believe it or not, for most of us, we really have to start at the activity level, right? Like, what did I do yesterday inside of my business? Did I scroll a lot more, right? Or can I say that, I uploaded a video and then I turned that video into a couple of reels and a couple of shorts or a couple of TikToks, and then did I email my list? And then did I turn that email into a post on Facebook and then a post on YouTube? Like when you're able to actually every single day say, yes, like I went hard, right? But tomorrow I'm looking to beat yesterday, or I'm looking to beat today, right? Again, you're able to stay a lot more on top of it. I'm telling you, when you don't manage, when you don't mind, when you're not paying attention, time gets away from you, right? And I don't know about you, right? But I'm 49 years old, right? Yes, I know I look doggone good to be 49 years old, right? But I'm 49 years old. And when I think about everything, like I'm like, what is the most direct path? Like, what's the fastest way? How can I level up the fastest? How can I go hard? I don't look at it as I have another 49 years to live, even though I know I'm living till I'm 98. I don't look at it as that, right? Like I literally feel like I am under the gun, right? Which is why I am willing to be creative. I am willing to try things. I am willing to throw myself out there. I am willing to promote. I am willing to brand myself. I am willing to be annoying to people. I am willing to cut people off. I am willing to get rid of my email list and rebuild my email list. I'm willing to go live and repurpose. Like I'm willing to do whatever needs to be done. I'm willing to do the Zooms, do the Super Saturdays. I'm willing. Right? I'm willing because I know every single one of those things gives me a very direct path to the result that I actually want. Right? And so I just wanted to kind of start off by sharing that. And like I said, if you were here with me earlier, I'm doing some new things on my channel. So I'm actually really, really excited. Like I love the energy around it. And I just look really, really forward to the actual outcome. So I have a really, really big goal set for this summer. And I talked about it on a recent community Zoom that I did. And I just want to really inspire more and more women to decide to get after something big over these summer months, where a lot of people will take off. A lot of people will count it as like a lazy summer. And it's so funny because even though I know I'm going to be going hard, I have this visualization and this vision, but at the same time, there's going to be an incredible amount of ease around it as well. And I think it's because I've really streamlined my business. I know what I'm selling on the front end of my business, and I know what I'm offering on the back end of my business to further help my clients get really, really great results. I'm not focused on selling a gazillion different things. I'm not focused on serving a gazillion different audience types, right? So I feel like even though I will be going hard, like I feel like there's going to be an incredible amount of ease with it because it's going to be streamlined. And that's what I want to encourage more and more women, right, to decide for this summer is don't allow it to be a lazy summer. Don't convince yourself that you're going to pick up in the fall, because let me tell you something about the industry that I serve. right? The home-based business industry, it begins to boom in the fall. Why is that? Because kids are back to school, right? Because, stay-at-home moms and parents decide, you know what, let me get myself together. Let me start maybe making some extra money for the holidays, right? It's just the frame of mind, right? Where statistically the fall season is the home-based business season of the year. And so all I can tell you is if you're wanting to serve people and you're wanting to make money in your home business, right? In your online business, you've got to decide to be ahead of the curve. Like if you want to have a digital business that's serving people and that people are buying from, and you want the possibilities to be open to you earning daily money inside of your business and receiving those daily bank deposits, right? If you want 2K a week on deck, like that's my vision for so many women, right? This summer is that they build up and ramp up their business, right? To welcome in $2,000 weeks. And the reason that number is like so heavy on my heart is that I remember when I first started earning that very, very consistently, I remember it felt like my life changed like that, right? Like just the quality, the peace of mind, like being able to log in every single day and have like peace over the fact that my checking account was growing, that my savings account was growing. There was just an incredible amount of peace. And I've never let go of that dollar amount and wanting that benchmark, right? That milestone for more and more women. Right. So right around $2,000, $2,500 a week, I found to be an incredible sweet spot for me. And I believe it's a really, really great starting base, right? To then begin to say, okay, now we're going to begin to build more sustainability and stability around this. Right. And so that's what I'm after for the summer. So if you're here for that, definitely subscribe, definitely click on your notifications. And if you want to learn like how I'm getting it done, the first link down below in the description is going to plug you in. And we're going to talk deeper, right, about how you can actually become a digital business builder and work from anywhere. Okay. My goal is to begin to help more and more women get set up, right, for digital business success, to really be real about what it takes and how if you want to work from anywhere, right, that now is a great time to begin building towards that. All right. And I want to help you get set up. I want to help you get the right tools, to get the right education, and to get the right information in your hands, right? So that you are closer to making it a reality for yourself and that you can move beyond a hope, a wish, and a dream, right? And begin to materialize it and actually make it real for yourself. All right. So the first thing that I talked about on here, okay, as far as my notes. All right. Number one, what does it take to build a digital business? All right. What does it take to build a digital business? All right. I'm going to break down the entire truth in this video. All right. If you have any questions while you're here live with me, feel free to chime in. When I'm all said and done, I'll be more than happy to circle back and answer your questions. All right. So number one, it takes you having to get really clear around the business 101 stuff, which most people don't do when they come online. All right. So the business 101 stuff is things like who will you serve? Right? What is it that they actually want? And how will you serve them? What will you sell to them? Okay. Questions around that business 101. All right. So if you want to become a digital business builder, and you want to be able to work from anywhere, all right, you've got to really understand what it takes to build a business online. Number one, it takes people, which means you've got to make up your mind that you're going to learn as much as you possibly can about the people that you desire to serve. All right. Not everybody that wants to blank are your people. It's a great place to start. But if you really want people to hear you, if you really want people to resonate with you, if you really want people to get to a place where they trust you and they feel like they found their person, like they've got to know you're talking to them. All right. So number one, you've got to decide to get clear on who are you serving, what is it that they want, and how you are in fact going to serve them, AKA what are you going to sell to them. All right. Number two, okay, you've got to decide to get your actual business set up. Okay. I know that it seems like social media has made it so easy where you can just start doing some TikToks and give some off the wall call to actions. and become this overnight social media superstar, and that everyone has their vision set on being this influencer where you're doing the least and you're expecting the most. But I'm going to tell you, if you want to be a digital business builder and you want the possibility to be able to work from anywhere, all right, where your business can run, whether you're sleeping, if you're working a 9-to-5 job right now, your business can be working for you while you're working. If you want to go on vacation, your business can be working for you. Heck, if you just want a smart business that has the potential to make you money 24/7, 365, and you don't want to live in your DMs, you don't want to have to get on a call with every single person to close every single person, right? Then you got to decide to get your actual business set up. What does that mean? Number one, you have to have systems for generating leads. All right. You have to have a system that's going to help you in generating leads 24/7, 365. All right. Number two, you have to have systems for selling. If you don't want to live in your DM, if you don't want to have to always be doing discovery calls to close people, right, or having a conversation to close people, and you would love for someone to be able to click a link, visit your website, learn more about what you have to offer, right, and be able to make a buying decision, you also have to have systems that are working for you 24/7, 365, right, that are going to sell for you. Number three, you need systems for delivering. Hey, it's 2023. Nobody wants to buy something and wait for you to wake up to deliver it to them. All right. If they're buying something of a digital nature, right, they want immediate gratification. All right. They want instant gratification. They want to know that the moment they click purchase now, right, that there are going to be instructions on the next page or something sitting for them in their inbox, right, that's going to give them what it is that they purchased. Right. So if you want to be able to make money 24/7, 365, right, minimize chargebacks, minimize bad business, right, and have very, very happy customers and clients, you want to make sure that when someone buys from you, they're able to access it immediately. So you have to have systems for delivering. All right. You have to have communication systems. All right. So again, if someone discovers a video of yours or content of yours or an ad of yours in the middle of the night and you're asleep or you're on vacation, right? You're half a world away in the Caribbean, right? Depending upon where you live, right? Or you're visiting grandma or you're visiting a new grandbaby, right? You want to know that if someone discovers your content, that they can decide to get more information and that there are communication systems in place, right, that are giving them more information, right? You want to know that as your email list continues to grow by hundreds and thousands, that you can create one single email and at a push of the button, be able to send that one single email out to those hundreds and thousands of people, right? And the power of that, like think about everything else I just shared. If you create one email and at a push of a button, that email then gets sent out to thousands of people, now you have your selling system that begins to work for you. So when they push that button, now they're over, or when they push the link in the email that you sent, right now you have the potential, right, of hundreds of people because it's all about percentages, right? You send it to thousands, right? And depending upon what those thousands are, right, you have the potential to have hundreds or thousands of people clicking on the link and going over to your website, which what? It should be a system for selling. All right. You see why all of these things are so important in every single day. So again, think about it. 201 days left of 2023. Every single day that goes by and you don't have these elements set up in your business, right, are days that you're missing on potential profit. It's a big deal. It's a really, really big deal. So again, if you want to become a digital business builder, right, and be able to sell whatever your idea is, whatever your passion is, right? Whatever desire you have to help people with, if you want to be able to sell that, right, and be able to work from anywhere, right, you've got to decide to really get serious about these things. All right. So under business setup, you also need systems for following up, right? And that can be tapped into systems of communication. So when we think about systems for following up and systems for communication, we're thinking about things like growing our email list and using an autoresponder. Right? We're even thinking about SMS marketing, right? Building a text message marketing list. All right. We're even thinking about things like auto webinars, right? And having follow-up strategies and communication strategies that can work for us 24/7, 365. Right? If you do a really, really dope webinar or really, really dope hangout or really informational presentation and you know you nailed it, why not repurpose that and now allow that baby to play for you over and over and over again? So now imagine someone discovers your content, they want to learn more, they opt in. When they opt in, you build your email list. Your email list fires off information, right, that allows them to tap into a 24/7, 365 presentation. And because of that communication presentation, guess what? Now they're able to make a buying decision, which could mean thousands of dollars made for you just like that. Right? So every single time you decide, right, to implement another layer, right, inside of your business system, and you have more of these systems working for you, that's how you open up the potential for hundreds and even thousands of people to be processing what's going on in your business every single day. So where you can only do like one discovery call or be on the phone with one person, right, at a time in terms of like trying to close the deal, when you have systems working for you, you can have hundreds or thousands of people watching content. You can have hundreds or thousands of people opting in. Ooh, that's horrible. Opting in. You can have hundreds or thousands of people watching a presentation, and you can have hundreds and thousands of people, right, reading emails and making the decision to click and learn more and even making the buying decision. All right. So like those are all things you're working towards, right? When you're deciding to build a digital business, which means you have to make your mind up, right? To learn how to set those systems up and get them working for you. It is absolutely non-negotiable. You cannot help people effectively online to the degree, right, of earning thousands weekly. Like if you want to have those $2,000 weeks on deck, you can't do that effectively or efficiently, right? Trying to like do these onesie presentations, right? Or spending all of your time in the DM, unless, right, you're selling a $2,000 program and you know that you're a pro and closing one or two of those every single week. And even, right, being someone that has such a program, I don't want to rely upon just selling one single program, because what if I don't? Right? Like I have nothing to back up my business. I want systems working for me. I want to know that I am dealing with large numbers and I have the potential to work with large numbers, right? And I can make, 5, 6 sales a day and know it takes nothing more out of my time, right? To me, I think when I think about ease, like that's what I think about, is like not being afraid to do this work, right? To get these things set up and then knowing, right, that my business can now handle the volumes of people that might decide to enroll or decide to partake or decide to request for information. I know my infrastructure can take it. My personal bandwidth is only limited, right? It's only so big. And my bandwidth, right, I'm not going to be able to take on, right, 2 or 3 people a day, to be quite honest with you, right, in order to try to hit the goals that I have for myself. So getting your business set up, it is a non-negotiable, and it's going to help you accomplish so much more inside of your business, right? It's going to allow you to keep your bandwidth intact, and it's going to allow you to make more money. It's going to allow you to bank a heck of a lot more. All right. Number 3, under what does it take to build a digital business? So number 1, it takes knowing and getting a handle on the business 101 stuff. Okay. I can't tell you how many people I've worked with where they have struggled because they didn't have clarity around who the heck they were serving. If you don't know who you're serving, how can you even really begin to put products and services in front of them that they may want if you don't even know what they want, right? So I'm telling you, when you are stuck there, it is near impossible to really begin to gain the traction, because literally everything that you do, it's for them. So when you're setting up all of these things for your business, right, under the business setup, believe it or not, even those things are being set up to cater to the people that you are serving. All right. So number 3, okay, is outreach and growth strategies. All right. So what does it take to build a digital business? Number 3, you need outreach and growth strategies. Outreach and growth strategies is essentially what we show up to every single day. It's the role that we play in our business every single day to get people to and through our business system, right? So all those systems that we set up, It's our outreach. It's our growth strategies that get people actually through into those systems. All right. So number one under outreach and growth strategies is you need strategies for building your audience. All right. Do you have an audience building strategy? You need one. Okay. Because without an audience, you have no one to sell to. Without an audience, you can't get people on your email list. Without an audience, you can't get people to your webinar or to your hangout. All right. If you can't get people to those things, then, riddle me this, how are you selling on a daily basis? What potential do you have to sell on a daily basis? Okay, let me just tell you one of my hacks that keeps me going every single day, and it's one word. All right, it's potential. I love knowing that my business can potentially make money every single day. Right? Like, I love knowing that realization is there. I love knowing that I have content out there working for me, right? That I have video content, that I have an email list, like I have things that I'm selling. I love knowing that possibility is out there working for me every single day, right? And it's because I understand, right, the importance of everything, first off, that I'm sharing, but I also understand the importance, right, of making the commitment to grow your audience. All right. So under outreach and growth strategies, you have to have strategies for building your audience. All right. Have a place that you call home that you're willing to show up to like every single day and drop off content. All right. Content to create awareness, content to create deeper know, like, and trust, content to help you make sales, content to help you build your email list, content to help you build a bigger base for continuous business, right? Content that helps you accomplish all of those things. The more you focus on content that's going to help you grow your awareness and grow your audience, right? Guess what? The more potential for money you open up inside of your business, period. All right. I can't tell you how many instances my sales and my big money days and big money weeks have come from people I didn't even know were there. It didn't come from people that I was quote unquote following up with. It didn't come from people, quote unquote, I thought should buy. It came from people that were like watching me and I didn't even know were watching me. I didn't even know their name existed, right? Or it came from people that were like a part of my community at one time and maybe they fell off or they ventured off and did something else. And then in the cut, they were still watching me and paying attention to me. And then, oops, hey, I recognize that name from many years ago. And here they come again, right? Deciding to do something else, right? As a customer or as a client. All right. So you've got to make sure on a daily basis that you are very visible in your business, that you are very prolific, right? In your business and how you're showing up, because deciding to grow your audience and cater to your audience and speak to your audience and sell to your audience on a daily basis, that's the ticket. You can have all the business systems in the world, but if you don't have people that are going through them and going to them and learning about them for the first time, right, then those business systems are just going to be a waste of money because you haven't done your part. All right. Number two, under systems for outreach and growth strategies, is you need strategies for selling. All right. You need strategies for selling inside of your business. There are many ways that we can sell on a daily basis. All right. You should never be solely relying upon just like what you do on a daily basis, meaning I would never rely just on uploading my videos and or going live, right? I would have other strategies in place inside of my business to help me sell, because I have sold, right, and had thousands of dollars in a day because I did a hangout on Zoom, or because I did a webinar, or because I did a week-long challenge, right? Or because I sold in my email, right? And sent hundreds or thousands of people over to an offer. So you have to have systems for selling, all right? And the one word I want you to think about when it comes to selling especially is be very, very intentional. You want to have intentional strategies for selling. All right. I'm not going deep into all of these here because that's not the purpose, but I just want you to understand like what it really takes to build, right, a digital business, right? Where you can be location, independent. You can decide to be wherever you want to be, right? And have a business that's working for you. If you focus on these things, you can build such a digital business for yourself. All right. And number three, under outreach and growth strategies, you need strategies for tribe and community building. This is something that I am like so proud, for lack of better words, but so excited over as well, is that I've connected with a couple of my clients this week, and two of them specifically. have a very strong focus on building an actual community for their people. Like when I asked them, like, what's the real vision they have for their business, it all came back to, I want to build a community of people that want this, right? That I can serve in this way. And what I will tell you, being in business for over 16 years online, is that when I first got started in 2007, that's exactly how I made all of my money. I didn't make my money selling things, right? Yes, I made my money selling things, but I built a base for a continuous business because I created a community, right? Where they would buy and then they would come inside and they would get further indoctrinated. I would teach them. I would help them learn how to make money online, right? I fed them, right? I helped them. I was there for them. I supported them. And guess what? When I had new opportunities or I had, new things to offer them, they were the first people to want to partake. They were the first people to want to buy. So while we're constantly wanting to create awareness and bring new people into our world, right, you want to make sure that you are building some kind of community, right, or some kind of tribe where you can really begin to nurture those, right, that are like down for you, right? And I consider those people that have made some kind of investment into your business. They've raised their hand and they're like, yes, I want to learn from you. I want to work with you. I want what you have to offer. Right? It's really smart, right, to also build, right, a community, right, that you can further nurture, because that's where more of your revenue, right, and your profits are going to come from. So it's a really, really smart strategy to put in place for yourself. All right. Number 4, okay, what does it take to build a digital business? Number 4, you need systems for support and sanity. All right. You yourself as an entrepreneur, you need to be supported. Right? You need to be supported, but you also want to have systems to support those within, right, your tribe, your community as well. All right. So number 1, under systems for support and sanity, you weren't born an entrepreneur. Can we just all be real about that? You were not born an entrepreneur. You were a mailman. You were a nurse, right? You maybe have just been a stay-at-home mom. I shouldn't say just, that's not at all what I mean, but maybe you were a stay-at-home mom, right? Whatever it is that you were doing, right, prior to deciding to get serious about this or deciding to look in on starting a digital business, you just weren't born an entrepreneur. No matter what any of us say, right? I knew I was an entrepreneur from the time I was 5 when I was selling candy at school. You still weren't born an entrepreneur, all right? Which means you need to be supported for growth as an entrepreneur. There are things that you have to learn and consider. There's a different mindset when it comes to an entrepreneur, right? Entrepreneurs take risk. Right? So if you're one of those people where you don't invest into stuff, it means you're not willing to take a risk. You're really likely not an entrepreneur. If you're not willing to risk your time, if you're not willing to risk putting yourself out there, if you are a scaredy cat, right? If you are afraid of the comments on your videos or your live streams, if you don't do because you are afraid, the likelihood is you're not going to make it as an entrepreneur. There's not one successful entrepreneur I know that doesn't have a track record of failure or a track record of fear or a track record of, I didn't know how this was going to turn out, or a track record of, I tried so many things so many different times until I finally lucked up on this, or until I just didn't give up and then this happened, right? So are you like willing, right, to go through that? That's why I had to throw in here, you got to have systems for support and sanity, because you got to keep hearing that you got to keep going. You got to keep hearing that you got to keep trying. You got to keep hearing that today is the day, right? Like you got to keep hearing that success is not an overnight thing. There's so many failure stories, right? To so many of these overnight success stories, right? You think that are out there. They're an overnight success to us because we're just learning about them. But prior to knowing about them, the struggle was real. They weren't giving up, right? They were in deep and they refused to lose. They kept going. And that's the only way we know about them now. Right? So number 2, under systems for support and sanity, right? You need systems and support, right, to help you with mindset development. Again, the mind of a post worker, no matter how you might think, oh, I'm different than all my employees, right? The mind of a nurse, right? The mind of, whatever you were doing prior to this, a social worker, whatever, it's different. It's different. Right? So you need systems that are going to help you continuously expand your mind. All right. Number 3, under systems for support and sanity, you need systems to help you develop your skill set. All right. Never, ever, ever forget this. Skills pay the bills. being online for almost 16 years now. All right. One of the first things I learned in 2007 was developing my skills for making money online. All right. I understood, right, that I was going to need, again, when I broke down the systems area, I realized I was going to need to learn how to set up all of those things, right, that I broke down. I knew I was going to have to learn those things. And so I learned them sooner versus later, literally. Okay? If you need this for motivation, I learned those things immediately when I was told about them. Steph, you need a capture page. Within a week, I had a capture page. And I didn't have the savvy systems that we have now. I went out there and learned how to create a capture page. I learned all those things, right? And so you need systems that are going to help you, right, grow your actual skill set. And you grow your skill set by doing. You grow your skill set by actually being told, go create your email list, and you go create your email list, right? You grow your skill set, right, by deciding that you're going to go get your digital delivery system set up, as an example, right? Or you're going to get better at email marketing or creating graphics or whatever you feel that needs to be done in your business, right, that you don't know how to do, you do it. And that's how you develop the skill, right? And I will tell you this, and this is why I say skills pay the bills, because literally every single thing that I do in my business for myself, I can do for another person. Hold on a second, guys. My daughter was sick earlier, so okay. Every single thing that I can do in my own business, I can do for other people and get paid for. All right. So you want to make sure, right, that you have systems that are helping you to develop your skills. All right. And then number 4 under systems for support and sanity is you need to learn your foundational acumen, right? So that you can grow more sustainably. More often than not, and I hate to see it, especially when they've come from my community or I've known them and I see this plateau. I've hated the plateau in my own business. So we have to have systems that are going to constantly allow us to really grow our understanding, right, of what it takes to succeed, right? Which I always call it acumen, right? Like really knowing, right, this digital business space, right? Knowing how to navigate it, knowing how to show up in it, knowing how to create solutions for problems, like learning how to actually be a leader. This is why I got away from the term coach, right? I don't call myself a coach anymore. I'll call myself a consultant because that's a little bit different. But there's way too many pop-up coaches that don't know anything. They just call themselves coaches and they're not. They read an ebook, they copied someone, and now they're a coach, right? For me, what's way stronger is that I'm an advisor. I'm a business advisor, right? I can look through your business. I can see through your business. I can work your strategy, right? I can create your roadmap. That's way bigger, right, than what so many of these pop-up coaches are doing. So for me, I'm a business advisor and a business strategist, right? And so that's why I've really, really locked in on the term business builder, because at the end of the day, right, I don't want to just coach you and fluff you, right? I want to help you actually build your business. If we're not building businesses, right, and we're not growing, we're not making more money, we're not growing our audiences, we're not growing our email list, like what are we doing? If we're not growing our revenue, what are we doing? Right? And so that's just a title I let go of. And like I said, I consider myself a business advisor because much like today, like I've advised you on what it takes, right? If you want to become a digital business builder and you want to be able to work from anywhere, okay, you've got to know what it actually takes to build a digital business. And you'll hear a lot of people throwing around terms like, make daily money, and they'll talk about automation, but they'll never dive deep into what is automation exactly. How do you automate your business? What are the components? What do they look like? How do you set them up? How do they connect? Right? What's the downside to not having these automations? What's the upside to having these automations? Like I know the upside. The first year I hit 6 figures, 80% of my revenue came from my email list. I know the power of having an email list. I know the power of automation, right? Which is why I make sure people understand if you want to venture into this space and you want to treat it seriously and you want to build something that is sustainable. And I don't even care if 6 figures is not your thing. If you're like, you know what, if I just, kept earning $50,000 a year, right? And that provided the life that I wanted, you know what? Then praise God for you when it comes to that. Then praise God that you were able to get what you wanted out of this. All right. I just know for me that we work really hard in this space, right? And while we can create a sense of ease, When you consider everything that I broke down here, right? Like it's a lot to consider. It's a lot to learn. It's a lot to process. And depending upon how you decide, right, to grow your business and then manage it on a daily basis, and depending upon how you decide to sell what you want to sell in your business, right, can really be the difference between how much time you invest and spend in your business if you're not doing it properly. Unfortunately, most people are not investing time in their business. They are spending time, and it's time that you can never get back. You want to make sure, right, that you get your business set up and that you have more systems working for you than like man hours that you're putting in, right? Because you can never get back those hours, right? I will do an overnighter to get a business system set up, right? Because I know that once it's set up, it's a well-oiled machine. And now all I got to do is go out there and do my thing, right? And get people through it. And it's going to make me money, right? What I refuse to do, right, is to do a lot of things that are not going to allow me to ever get my time back, like wasting time with people, right, that are not ready. That's why I create systems that send people through my system and only bring people out that are ready, right? Like I hope this is really making sense to you. All right. And so I was inspired today to actually, create this content because like I said, going into the summer, really big, goals for myself. And it's not just for the summer. I'm just using the summer as really kind of like a ramp up time for me. And I just got my hands on something that I'm so excited to run with because I know it's going to give me it has already given me the opportunity to help so many people. And I look forward to helping so many more people. So I can honestly say if you love the idea, right, of really digging in and creating a digital business worth something, and you want to help other people learn as well what it takes to build a sustainable digital business, right, that really does have the potential to make them a lot of money, right, I would love to share what I'm doing. It's down below in the description. All right. And what it's going to help you do is two things. It's going to help you learn, right? Not just these things, but it's going to help you get set up. Okay. Within a week's time of you getting access to this information, you can have your business completely set up. We're talking all the way from the very first thing I talked about, a system for lead gen, right? All the way down for systems for conversions. So all those things I talked about, you can have set up within a week's time. All right. And then you can get really, really cold when it comes to your marketing strategies and how you're going to show up. Right. And then your outreach and growth strategies. It's going to help you with all of those things that I actually broke down today. All right. And so you're going to get lifetime access to that entire program. So you're going to be able to learn, right, how to become a digital business builder for yourself. And it doesn't matter what you want to sell. All right. So you can use this training to help you set up any digital business you desire. And then if you want to do like me, because I've been in the digital business space for almost 16 years, right? I've been a digital business builder for almost 16 years. Like this is my space, right? I've made money selling things online first. And then I turned my knowledge and my skill into a consulting style business where I've helped other people learn what it takes to build a digital business. And so now I just got my hands on something really, really cold, right? Where we not only get to teach people, right, through an online community platform, but you also get the license to resell it and earn $500 every single time you resell it to somebody that wants to learn how to become a digital business builder as well. And like I said, skills pay the bills. Let me tell you about a conversation real quick that I had with one of my clients who is actually an author. So if you think that, oh, well, this is what I'm doing and maybe it's not a good fit, she's an author. But being an author, a lot of people come to her because they're really unknowing about a lot of things when it comes to being an author and like making money online through books and ebooks and journals and all these things. And so for her, she was like, Steph, immediately, like I saw this as an opportunity to help people get set up online. She's like, and she looked at it like I did, passively, right? I'm a 16-year pro at this. I didn't need the training. What I needed was something that was going to give me the ability to help more people, right, in a bit more of a passive way. I can't possibly coach the amount of people, right, that I want to get this training in the hands of. And to know that I have the hottest thing, right? What do most people want out there? They want opportunity. They want opportunity to earn. But most people don't know how to earn online. Are you tracking me? right? So I've given myself an opportunity to be able to teach people how to make money online and then say, guess what? Now that you learned, turn right back around with the license that I gave you and go sell it to other people and help them discover what it takes, right, to make money online. Okay? Without you having to teach every single nook and cranny of what I broke down here, knowing there's a place that someone can go to learn all those things, right? And all you got to do is point them in the right direction. So when you think about learning and earning, people throw those terms around all the time. And what I'm telling you, like, this is a true learn and earn opportunity. Right? A true learn and earn opportunity. So if you want to learn more about it, again, the link is down below in the description. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I literally loved doing this. Like I said, this is an experiment that I'm doing on my channel. And so I will be taking this live stream down and I will be repurposing it for an upload. I just wanted to really leverage the live energy. And so if you do have any questions, feel free to drop them in the live chat. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. And if you do want to learn more, because maybe like you were really captivated, right? I never thought about building a business like this, or that it took all this, or I thought that I could become an overnight success by just doing some TikToks, or I thought I could get away with doing the least and expecting the most. And all I'm here to tell you is I don't want to break it to you, but there's a lot to consider. There's a lot to learn. And when you have a place to go and learn everything step by step, it just makes it so much more palatable for you. Like you're like, I can actually do this. And that's what you're going to discover here. And then on top of that, I do have my own bonuses that I've thrown in there as well. So when you go to the link that's down below in the description, you'll be able to see all the details and all that fun stuff. And if you do have any questions, just hit reply on any email that you'll receive from me. I'll be more than happy to have a quick chat with you. You know, if you do have any questions, just don't look for me to convince you, because that's not my bag, right? I have a very, very strong philosophy. Those that know, right? Those that know. And all I can tell you, I'll say this in closing, had I had this in 2007, I can't tell you what a fast start I would have gotten, because I got a really fast start when I got started. I made 28 sales in my first 30 days selling a $5 ebook, right? And that $5 ebook taught an element of online business, which is what really excited me. Had I had this, I would have blown up. I would have blown up, not only because of the information, but I would have been able to shortcut my learning curve so much with a program like this. But I also would have been able to shortcut how much money I made, right? Because of the earning potential, right? Versus like nickel and diming myself, right? To $5, $5, and then $40 and so forth, right? I would have been able to begin earning thousands monthly, right? So much more faster than it took me, right? So much faster than it took me. And that's what I want for more people. That's sincerely my heart. That's my desire, is I want that for more people, right? 2K a week on deck. Right? That's my vision for more and more women that want to get after this for themselves. All right. So stay inspired, my friend, right? Take action. If you want to dial in, if you want to stay connected, again, first link down below in the description, right? We'll tap you in. We'll give you all the information that you need. You can begin to learn and you can begin to earn, and you're going to be tapped into a really, really powerful network, right? With having me as your business advisor and as your business strategist, right? Like this really, really is just the beginning. It truly is. So have a fantastic day. I will see you back in my next video or my next live. And I look so forward to working with you, connecting with you, and celebrating your summer of success. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Did Carmen just call you?